Welcome back, everybody, man. Welcome back, Conquerors. See, I haven't actually made a video in quite a while, mainly because when I'd made those past couple ones, I was going on like a big old rant about big old screwed up conjobulated mind kind of thing. I've been off work almost 8 months now, giving me a lot of perspective. Like I've been looking to go back to work. I've put in my apps a few places, man. What I'm at 4 interviews and 4 job offers, of all of which I have declined. Unfortunately, with the situation in the world right now, man, it's like everything's collapsing. So as a result, everyone's looking around at the life that they thought they knew and realizing that's not what they're going to be able to keep. So a lot of the old is trying to hold on to it, realizing it can't, and because of that, a lot of inner demons are coming out. When I go into these places and take a tour and yada yada yada, man, I don't know, I have manufacturing experience, so I'm looking at manufacturing places. And I know manufacturing is a toxic environment, but honestly, like if you can get a good little group of your people, and you can be okay. But at the same time, if you're getting into a place that's just trying to be imposing towards you and like beat you down all the time and tell you how worthless you are, in a sense of trying to it's a toxic ass environment, and the fact that I'm supposed to just put up with that and such because I need a paycheck, I don't like that at all. So, see, the first place he started already condescending. It was the plant manager I had the interview with, and he was already condescending me by the end of the hour long. When I took a tour of the place and looked around, and he asked me a couple questions, took a little assessment, filled out like a test. And I already started putting words in my mouth by the end before we left, and I realized that that's not going to work. You're already putting words in my mouth. I haven't even started here, man. It's already a huge red flag. Second place, actually, they called me out to Iowa, and I went and visited it, and they put me up in a hotel. They paid for my gas, and man, as far as I was concerned, man, it's a good little vacation. So I went and checked the place out, met with the people. Now, I find in most manufacturing places tons of heavy set people that are already, I don't know, but when you're heavy set, man, I can already tell there's already a lot of toxic food waste stuff just sitting inside of you. Not only that, but then that person's actually trying to deal and cope with it in a way. And a lot of it's already been a lifestyle for them for the past 10, 20 years. So, if you want to raise your vibration and such, man, you gotta actually consume less and make sure that what you do consume is cleaner foods. Fruits, vegetables, whole grain, breads. Man, I'm told eggs, cheese, and meats are bad and such, but honestly, I was not able to go cold turkey with it, so I've been weaning myself down. Right now I'm just down to eggs and cheese. And I already do feel a whole lot better. Every now and then I'll have a little bit of meat, but man, that's maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, and I appreciate it a lot more as opposed to just expecting that I need to consume this. The third place, I'm trying to remember. Maybe I've only had 3. Yeah, perhaps I've only had 3. The most recent place, though, I actually went and signed the paperwork and started on Monday. Technically, I already caught red flags in the interview, but I still decided to ignore it. I caught red flags that they gave me the tour around the place, and I still ignored it. I even knew it And then Monday morning, like, I still had this little dream type thing of like, don't go in type of like, it was like, it's just intuition stuff telling me like it's not worth it. No. I went in anyways against my own better judgment. And so the first hour I filled out the special little paperwork, man. They got a big old list of standard operating procedures, and it's a big old thick packet, and they got a bunch of do's and don'ts, and it's a small family type thing. And honestly, the more I started thinking about small family and realizing that these people are related, these people are related, these people are related, they've all been here 5, 10, 15 years. That's what and then it's manufacturing. It's running CNC machines. You literally push go, wait for the parts to get done, stick it out, do a little processing on the side, throw it in the bin, put it back. Real simple gravy job. A little mind numbing. Honestly, I can do mind-numbing work. That's okay. It's the energies of the people and the management in charge of me which concern me most. My lead was the one who brought me in and did the paperwork with me, and like he went through the whole thing and actually spoke about how, yep, we've had a little bit of a toxic thing. There's a lot of people out there that kind of got bad attitudes and such. You kind of just got to deal with it and like ignore it, and yada 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 yada, and okay, that's fine. I can deal with that. At least like you're being upfront about, hey, we're working on this. We got a new owner 2 years ago, and like we're dealing with it. It's tough, but we're working on it. Okay, but then we get out to the floor, and I already hear little joking comments coming out of his mouth towards me, and like, dude, we're not even 2 hours into the day. So the first hour is we go in, go over the paperwork, sign it all, like, yep, okay, cool. And then the second hour is I'm being trained on my job, on the machine that I'm working with by the other operator that's the kind of know-how to it. The lead has to sit there and supervise and make sure certain things and yada yada. And okay, so by the time it gets ready for me to start, I get maybe 3 or 4 cycles done, and the lights go out, everything, the whole power shuts off. Just one little emergency light over in the corner that keeps the little doorway open or doorway lit so that you can kind of see something. Everyone pulls out flashlights and being like, "What the fuck?" Actually, like half of the people who started off said, "All right, new guy, what'd you do?" That's the immediate, like, and then I don't know, like, they're saying, a lot of them are like, oh, let's just leave. I'm like, man, we should probably wait for some more official word. So, yep, we sit there, we kind of talk and discuss some things, and, no, I actually I got a lot better feel in that little hour of who the people are. As opposed to just grinding at my machine for 12 hours a day and then going weeks and weeks of finally meeting this person, finally meeting this person, finally meeting this person. But like, a lot of those energies, it just doesn't sit right with me, despite the fact that I kind of am in a position to where I could use a paycheck. The energies of it doesn't sit right with me, and I feel most uncomfortable listening to much of it. And then the fact that they're going to push it on me, and like, I don't know, there's only so much you can smile at while realizing that yes, they're talking shit to you and being disrespectful and being of this and being of that, and like a nonchalance, like it's just a joke kind of thing. And like, so the power went out after 2 hours in. They let us sit there for an hour and just kind of wait because the power might come on. We got more official word from the people saying, no, it's probably not going to be until noon or later before they actually get that fixed. Someone hit a telephone pole down the way. We got the power outage is extending pretty decent distance. And okay. So then the next day, I don't know, I woke up, I was all ready to go. And I just kept having that strong, don't go, don't go, don't go, don't go. So I didn't go. I went back to sleep. phone call about 9:30 in the morning. Hey man, what's up? Like, I'm just like, yeah. Honestly, I feel like I jumped the gun, man. Honestly, it's manufacturing where I got my most experience, but like, I think I need to go down a different path. I think I need to choose a different industry. I think I need to do something else. So they're like, well, is there any feedback we could have done on our end? Blah blah. Already like trying to fix something, and I'm like pay me $1 an hour or two more. And I'm like, no, it's not worth it to sit there and like realize what it is I gotta actually put up with. And it's already 2 hours in. I already felt that way about the place. And I know the big red flag was when I spent an hour for the interview, and then I spent like an hour or two for like orientation type of deal. Just filling out like the health insurance stuff and the basic tax paperwork with HR. And nope, I felt so drained. So drained after the 1 hour that after the 2 hours where I'm just like, wow. And it's a 12-hour shift. Ugh, ugh, ugh. I don't know, man. I was used to 8-10 hour shifts at where I was before, and then it started dropping down to like 6-7 hour shifts on a regular, and it was getting a little tough to keep the bills paid. But then like, no, I'm at a point like I gotta put my faith in God, because man, the whole world's shifting right now, and I don't know what exactly I need to be. I don't know where I need to go as far as work and such. And if it is another manufacturing place, then I'm okay with that. But also like, Lord, give me the discernment to make that proper choice and get my mind straight properly, because there still are addictions I'm working on, struggling with myself. During these 8 months, I've been drinking a lot of liquor. About every other day, man. Right now, I'm probably at the longest streak of haven't had any in like 4 days now. Which is good. And I know alcohol is most detrimental to your health. I like weed, and unfortunately porn's been an addiction since way longer than any of the substances. And that's also most detrimental. Honestly, if I could just take the time and actually get clean of all that stuff, I would be in a much better mental state to where I go forward into my next place of employment, or perhaps making this business pop off. Because I've been doing a bunch of different things for listening to people on like starting your own business and such, but like I don't have the actual initiative or something's still like missing in me to actually take that next step. I don't know, like a lot of it is self-limiting beliefs based on, I don't know, like when it comes down to it, there's moments I just gotta sit back and cry because I realize like I'm all alone. I have 2 parents, I have 4 siblings, I have a bunch of cousins and uncles and such, but no, I'm all alone, because when it comes down to it, like narcissistic type dynamics, you have to fit their mold, otherwise they're going to sit there and like laugh and joke at you, like they sit there and try to like form you into this little tiny ball of insecurity so that then they can like pull all your strings properly. And what I've noticed is in a lot of manufacturing places, man, that's the type of environment it is. And no, I don't know. I might just sell this house and bounce. I don't know. I truly don't know. Yeah, I'm at the point now where even though I don't have much materially, I realize like, yep, no, it's a big weight. The fact that now I gotta lug it around, and I gotta, like, I'd rather just be free with a lot of less something, just some notebooks and paper. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I could liquidate my firearms and bring in a few grand. Could liquidate my silver, bring in a few grand. Could liquidate a property I've got and bring in another few grand. I mean, that wouldn't buy me more time, but like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I need a purpose. And like, if this is part of it, just making these little videos for the sake of getting my mind right for me, not for the purpose of viewers and all that kind of stuff, just to hear myself speak it and discuss it and actually contemplate it, because there's plenty of thoughts that go through your head, but when it's a lot of jumbled up wildness, and when you actually sit down and think about it and talk with yourself and contemplate it and what do I want? What do I really want? Okay, is that going to help me get to where I want? Probably not. If my end goal is just to make a paycheck, sure, that probably will. But no, my end goal, like throughout this time, I've realized it's got to be so much more than that. Because we are in the end times. And Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. Man, He's coming back. Man, it's sooner than later. And no, I should have no reason to be afraid, because I've been in worse financial situations and still got through it. And still struggled and it's not something I should stress about. It's not something anyone should stress about, but on another token, I know plenty of people do, and I realize like it's that easy to get caught up into it. And then, hey, I need this paycheck, so let me just put up with the whatever at work just so I can, like, I don't know. As the little black sheep of the family, I don't like sitting there stroking egos and, like, stroking pride and trying to make friends, like, by flattery, and it doesn't sit right with me. And I realize that as I'm having conversations with people, and those are the words that are coming out of my mouth just to try to appease them for the moment, or based on the like whatever we're talking about right now, I realize that's like red flags because of like my behavior. And clearly, is it part of the healing process for me? Is that what it is? Like, or I can't sit there and heal on my own, or can I? It's a mental thing. It's not a physical. It's a mental. Can I heal that all on my own? Not by sitting back and playing video games and consuming a bunch of drugs and porn and shit. No, that's not going to help you at all. If anything, those are all signs of how hurt I am and how much I'm just seeking dopamine fixes. That's all video games do. That's all the weed and the alcohol do. That's all the porn does. It's just pure dopamine. And if I were to take the time and actually, like, I mean, I've been reading books and such, but like Dolores Cannon stuff, wow. Actually, I will say, 4 months ago when I started trying to read that content, I realized like I had to stop, take a break, and nope. And after enough of listening to like Cryon channelings and listening to actually Dolores Cannon, a couple of her little talks, I realized I started getting a better understanding. So now when I read the books, it actually like sort of makes sense. Much better than it did a few months ago. So even if that's all that I've learned in that time, and it has nothing to do with like, I don't know, I can use that, right? Use that to help people. That's really what I want to do. I really want to make a difference in people's lives, but actually have it produce enough value that it actually becomes like profitable for me. Yeah, a business of sorts, but also like there's a way of going into business where that's all you want to do is make money, and there's a way of going into business where you actually want to help people and the money just flows to you. And really a lot of that comes down to putting my faith in God and surrendering to His will. And I know all this stuff, but like at the same time, I still feel like I have a heart of stone, but also at the same time, in the past few weeks, I've been breaking down crying a lot more because I'm recognizing like the state of the world, the state of me, realizing what I want to do with it, but also realizing that like I don't know. I got 2 cats, and man, they keep me company and keep me warm in bed at night and shit, and that's nice, and they're 2 playful little loving cats, but it's just a pet. And now that's something I gotta bring with me too, and I gotta take care of them, and I gotta feed them, and that's okay. I'm cool with all that. It's just like big thing is I'm not doing work that brings me joy. And it's not generating, and the work that I do that I know is helping people doesn't actually bring me an income. And it almost feels detrimental to my health as I help these people. And if that's the case and such, and I gotta be detrimental to my health on a daily basis and such, I ought to start making the money for it. And no, it truly scares me about where this world is going right now. And I'm more concerned about the world than I am concerned about me, because I sit there and I'll die and whatever, that's cool, but 1984 Orwell and such, there's a lot of stuff that's got to get changed. But then I also hear Trump's behind the scenes controlling the military, and that's all gonna, the deep state is being what's the word? It's collapsing. And I guess a lot of it, if the whole world looks at the deep state essentially what the deep state tells them is the life that they got to live and such, and that's essentially going away, then yeah, I can see why they've been panicking and such. But I don't know, conquerors, man. Be motivated, listen to speakers that actually keep you up, keep your mind right. I've been doing a lot of sleeping lately, and it makes me feel depressed, anxiety, all that stuff go hand in hand. And frankly, no, it's time to get my life right. It's time to get my boots on track. It's time to go forward and be who I'm meant to be for the purpose of the glory of God. Stop trying to be a little slave in the system. The system's collapsing right now, man. God takes care of so many people in so many marvelous ways, so I'm going to trust Him. Peace.